Hello, everyone. My name is Ivan Miron. I know it's pronounced a little bit different from what you would expect. I'm from the Republic of Moldova, which is a very small country in the Eastern Europe. And I came here in summer, and I'll be here till June to experience the culture and everything.
Hi, my name is Anaëlle Fortin. I'm from France. I know my name is kind of hard, so call me whatever you want. I don't care. It's something begin by a A, and it's gonna be fine. I came here in July too, I think. In August, actually. I'm with the Rotary International, like from Alpena. And it's also for discover the culture and everything, just for experience. It's cool to come in another country.
Hello, I'm Nadia Alumian from Armenia. So it's a small country between Europe and Asia. And they really wanted me to introduce my country to Americans. And I'm really happy and free to answer any questions.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sava Todovic. I am from Serbia. It's a small country in the Balkans. And I won one of the Flex exchanges to come here. So any questions that you guys have, I'm more than welcome to tell you guys everything.
So I'm taking it you students want us to start by asking you questions. Okay, I would like to hear from each and every one of you, one at a time, why you decided to become an exchange student and what was your first expression or impression, I should say, when you walked into the high school here in Alpena.
I like to say that I was inspired by my brother to become an exchange student because he was an exchange student too in 2018. And also at one point in life, I just decided I want something to change. I was tired of the same things every day. I wanted to see the world as much as I could. I wanted to meet new people and interact with new people. So I just decided to try. Everyone could try in my country. It wasn't like a paid scholarship. So I just like put a lot of effort, and one day they called me and they told me I passed the program and I will be an exchange student here in Alpena, Michigan. I really enjoyed it so far. The very first day when I came, it was August. It was very sunny. Everything was so green. I enjoy that. You guys have a lot of nature here, and it's a very big part for me. The high school is very different from what I'm used to. People here are more open, I'd like to say. I'm used to people being more to themselves in my country, because the very first day when I came here, people not knowing me on the streets, they were smiling, they were saying hello. And that was something impressive for me. They were so sociable and they seemed very kind. And I feel like they always are. Yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to say.
So I am an exchange student? That's kind of a big question. And I feel everyone asking me, but I don't have like a big answer. I just feel I belong to be like an exchange student. I want to travel in a world. I want to learn more about other person. I love just like have a conversation with someone and learn new thing, whatever if it's interesting or not. I just learn new thing. So that's a cool part because we're from another country. So obviously the culture and like the way we doing life, like we just live, it's really different. So just cool to like learn more, like visit, be with another family and like do new thing, I guess. And for Alpena High School, I was like a kid when I came. I think that was 1 week before the high school starts. And I took one of my host sister's sweatshirts, probably like as an American student, like Alpena High School sweatshirt. I was so happy about it. And I visit and I smiling to every single teacher I saw. And I was so happy because high school in France, it's really, really different. And we only go in high school for study all the time. We begin at 8, sorry, and we finish at 6 on the day. And we don't have dance, no graduations, no sports. School is just school. So I was very happy to be here just because, I don't know, that was like the American movie. When you're watching High School Musical, you want to be in a High School Musical. That was my dream. So I think it's pretty much it. That's why.
So before coming here, I was participating in other programs and traveling. And I just love traveling and exploring the world, learning new languages and learning more about other cultures. So I really wanted to come to America too, because from my country, it's so far and so different. But all I saw in the movies and TV, I liked it so far. And then I got this opportunity to come here and experience it. It was just so cool. I came here a little bit early on beginning of August. So I had some time to like know more about the city before starting the school. I like the place. It's so beautiful here and people are so nice, which is like I was really worried about that. And about high school, first day was I just met some kids, teachers. I like them all. And I really appreciate that I'm here and I experienced high school life in America. So yeah.
Okay. So basically, my father's family has lived in America for a long time. So I always heard a lot of stories and everything about how the country is, how different it is from where we were living back then. And I've always, seen movies and series and everything about how American life is, how high school kids are doing in high school, what are they doing, how is their life. And I basically wanted to experience it, to have, that cultural difference and to see something that I would never see in my country. So I applied for it's like a program where you have an exchange for free. So you basically don't pay anything to come here and you get a monthly allowance for the different expenses that you need here. And for the high school, I think it's a lot different from how it is where I'm from. I would say that people are more open, nicer. They don't judge as much as back there. That's maybe just my opinion, but I think that it's that way. Well, obviously there are people here that judge, but I would say that it's a lot nicer. Teachers are a lot nicer here. I think they're more open to their students, that they can have a little talk with them, you can hug them and stuff like that. And I feel that some teachers like have connections with the students, like not only, I would say, while working something about the school stuff, you can talk to them about your personal life and they can help you in any other way they can, which I would say in my country, it's not the case. It's just like sitting in a classroom and just talking about school stuff. But yeah, the first day was kind of difficult, but I liked it and I'm happy to be here. I love the people around me. And yeah.
quite interesting. Do you find that the school here has more diversity in the type of different classes that they're taking than what you had in the school where you're from? That's question one. And two, how did you make arrangements? Did you have to apply through foreign exchange or through what organization in order to make it happen for you to come to the U.S.? And why Alpena?
All right. So first question about the diversity in school. When I came here, they offered me a long list of subjects I can choose from. And at that moment, I was shocked because I got the opportunity to choose. In my country, the system is a bit different. Basically, we have to do all the subjects that the government tells us to. Well, we have everything is mandatory from the very first grades. So we also have much more subjects, and the schedule is a bit different. We don't have the same classes every day. Also, it's interesting because here in the school, you have a lot more clubs, a lot more school sports. It's very developed in that manner from what I've seen so far. It's a little bit different there. School sports are not a very big thing. We don't have like school teams. We don't really participate in that kind of activities. And I feel like it's much more liberty here in the way of choosing what you want to learn and what path you want to follow. And second question, the whole process of applying was a little bit long, but it wasn't hard. I had to just access a website and register myself, and they would send me different tasks I have to do. For example, the very first day I had to write some essays on some challenging questions about different issues and some things you might encounter in life. The whole program is based on your leadership skills, and that's the whole point, is just to raise future leaders. It's called Future Leaders Exchange Program, FLEX. And as I said, it was a pretty long process, about a year, and everyone can participate. It's absolutely free. And if you don't make it, then you just don't lose anything. So yeah, there's different exchange programs, of course, but mine was pretty simple to start applying to. You just had to have the motivation and very basic English skills. They didn't require you to know English so well. It was just all about your character and the way you think and the way you see the world. Yep.
So I want to say about like different people and different like diversity, and in Alpena High School. So it's obviously very different. I'm from France, so we still have like two countries really close to each other, like France and United States. We all know like it's really like a friendly country. We doing like commercial things, so we can like still like the same politics and try to do a similar education. So I won't say for the diversity, it's the same, but for high school, obviously, when you begin at 8 and finish at 6, you have a big, really different day. We also cannot work before 18. And I feel that's one of the main things, like problem of all the teenagers here, want to find work, want to try to do something. We cannot do it because basically we don't have time because we have school. So that's how it works. We also have mandatory class, so we don't really pick what we want to do. We have like 3 classes we can actually pick. So I have like geopolitics and science of economics and sociology, social science. Thank you. So yeah, that's just really different. So it's why I really like Alpena High School, because I just feel you like more free to do whatever you want. Like if you want to be like a politics, if you want to like be an engineer, if you just want to have your own business, just be graduate and try something after, you do whatever you want. The main thing is just like be graduates. So yeah, after for my application, so that's different than the 3 other here because I'm from another organization. Every organization for being exchange student is different because it's not the same price. Like some of it have a scholarship, some of it you pay a lot of money for come, and some other has like, I want to say, a compromise between pay and help. So my organization is the Rotary, how you say it? Rotary Club. So maybe you already like know here. So we have an application about like who you are, what are you doing in your life, what is your grade in high school, because they normally want a good student. I was not very good in English. I was really bad actually, and I still have a strong accent, I know, but they don't really watch the level of English. They want to know if you're ready to learn. So that's a cool part because you can be like a bad student in English, but if you try your best, that's what they want. So that's a cool part. And also with my association, so that's not an organization for travel, but it's normally for like the peace in the world. That's what they say. So we help each other and they pay a part of the trip. Like we help other people. I was a president of it in my city when I was in France. And so we send a lot of things in Africa for help some other high school because they didn't have enough money for have like books or just like pencil or stuff like that. So we collect it and we just send to Africa. So that's one of the things. They pay for us the trip and we help other people around the world. And I love the question, why Alpena? Because people are asking me, why Alpena? That's the question. I didn't pick Alpena, even if I fall in love of the city since I'm here. But in my organization, we pick 5 countries and just one talk in English. And after they just email you and they tell you when you're going to go. So I pick like United States, Mexico, Argentina, Spain. And a morning on March, I had an email and say, oh, you're going to be in Alpena in Michigan, United States. And that's it. You cannot say something. So I Googled it and I saw some picture and I was like, guess it's fine. And I talked with my host mom before I came and I was like, oh, I live in a little city. And I saw Alpena. And after I realized my city was not really little. So, yeah.
Okay, starting with schools. Schools are obviously really different in my country and here. Like the first difference that was a little bit hard for me is when school starts. For us, it started at 9 and here is like 7:30. And it was so hard. It's still a little bit hard, but I'm getting used to it. I'm trying hard. Okay, and also in Armenia, it ends earlier at 2 or 3. It's still 3, but I mean, it starts at 7:30, so it's different. And also, we have like 20 subjects in Armenia. I mean, we learn everything. We can choose if we want to have science or something. We just learn everything. And here it's really nice that you have elective subjects, so you can choose what you want to learn and get into that topic more. So it's nice. About my program, it's the same as John's and Sava's. It's Flex program. We just applied online. We had essays, we had tests, checking our English level, but it doesn't have to be perfect. And just questions, a lot of documentation. And then I got selected. I waited for a month. And then in May, they sent me a message about my placement. Alpena, Michigan. I knew about Michigan because I knew like rapper Eminem is born here. That's all I knew. And I was fine with that. Then I looked at pictures of Alpena. It seems a really nice place because it was like near water. And in Armenia, we don't have that big lakes or seas. So I was happy. So yeah, then I came here. I like it. And that's
Okay. So for the first question, in Serbia, in school, we have they make different groups of subjects. So you can't really choose subjects, but you can choose like types of groups of those subjects that you can go with. So for an example, if you go to high school that has that type of subjects, you can, if you're interested in biology, you can go with subjects that are connected to the biology, different types of biology subjects. Or if you like medicine, you're going to go with the, types of subjects that are going with that. And I think it's better here because you can choose everything, whatever you like, and some things they're obviously mandatory. But I feel like that people can assort that in different years, how they like and how they think that it would be best for them, which is nice. When I applied with the Flex program, and it was, I would say, just a long process. It was not hard. You need to, give some of your time and to just give your best and see if you're going to be selected or not. No one of them said, but only less than 5% get accepted. So in my country, around 1,500 applied and only 45 were selected. Only 45 were available to come here. So there were three, I would say, stages of how they accepted you. So you would go through the first round, to the second round, to the third round, and if they accept you, then you come here. We can choose where we wanted to come, and they only told us where we're going to be placed. So none of us chose Alpena, but we like it
But
here.
you would now, right?
Yeah, we like it here. I think people are really nice, and the weather is in my country. I would say that it's similar. We had a lot of snow before. Nowadays, with the global warming and everything going on in the world right now, we just don't have that much anymore. Unfortunately, I was born in December, so I wasn't the biggest fan of the snow, but I think that it's, pretty nice to see white everywhere around you. So, I started learning English since I was 3 years old, or even before that, because my mom is from UK and she's an English teacher in Serbia right now. So it was easy for me. I had access, and English is mandatory in my country. So since you're 7 years old, you need to start learning English because it's all over the world, and you're able to communicate with everyone when you go out of your country. And it's a lot of more job opportunities and everything when you know more languages, obviously. And yeah, I think that this was a right fit for me, and I think this is a nice little city because I'm from huge city. It's like 350,000 people and around 400,000 with the suburbs. So yeah. And what was the second question again? Did I? Okay, good.
Okay, do we have a question over here?
Have you had a chance to visit any other parts of the United States, either now while you've been an exchange student, or perhaps have you come to the United States prior to becoming an exchange student? And the rest of you could address your English skills as well when you started learning, because you're fantastic. I mean, it's really amazing.
I've never been to the United States before. This is my first time. And I haven't visited any other states yet. I've only been in Michigan so far. I visited Detroit a couple weeks ago. I was at the basketball game. It was a fun experience, and Detroit overall is very beautiful. There might be controversial opinions about it, but I saw it as a very beautiful city with like high buildings. It's something it was wonderful to see. And again, the people over there were very nice. They would always just say hello, and when I started speaking, they would detect an accent, and suddenly started asking me more, and I found that very pleasant. I visited some other places outside of the Alpena town, like the Rockport, uh, which I think is a great place to have, and I'm just jealous that I don't really have such like places to just can go hang out and look at the stars at the night, and walk around the forest. It's again, it's a very big part for me to see the lake, to be able to see the forest, to be nature, and even the highways. Whenever you go in another city or another town, you're surrounded by trees. It's something again, something beautiful, because I'm used to seeing only land on both sides, people just growing crops, and yeah, it's more open. So yeah, that's difference.
So I never came in America before. I want to say that's one of the big things. Like we all want to come in America. It's also the plane tickets. It's very expensive. It's crazy expensive. So that's why I never came. So that my first plane was like Paris to Detroit, and after on a car during like 4 hours for coming Alpena. I want to say I already visit a big part of Michigan. We like travel, I want to say so. And we also visit a lot like the family, like friends, family. And I'm on the swimming team. So I have a lot of meets. So I'm just like travel around Michigan for like going every meet and everything. So I think I'm kind of lucky because we did Frankie Moose for Thanksgiving with my host family. So that's one of the big deal here. I went in a football game for U of M. So because my host sister is in University of Michigan, and I kind of like fell in love with the university. So we never know, but maybe I will be back. So yeah, that's one of the things. I never left the States since I'm here, but that's one of my plans. I'm going to do like a bus trip in June. So which is like Arizona, California, and Nevada. So I think it's going to be very nice. And I hope maybe visit Chicago when I be here. But we cannot see, but my house won't say yes. So that's cool. So yeah. And it's really different here. I really enjoy also like the lake and like forest and everything. I'm living in the border of the sea. So I already like have the experience of be with water and everything. But I have a houseboat that I love sailing, and I have some boats. So in the summer, I'm all time on a boat. So that's the cool part. I really enjoy it.
So thank you for complimenting our English. It's like my fifth language, so it's a little bit hard. Yeah. What was the question?
The question was, did you left the States? And
Okay. So my host family is traveling a lot across Michigan State because my host father like works in different cities. So I'm really lucky to see, I think, almost every city in Michigan. So yeah, but we plan also to go to another states in spring. So yeah, and Sawa will be with us.
Okay. So I've seen some parts of the Michigan. I came first to Washington, D.C., then I came to Detroit, and then to Alpena. And I've seen a little bit of Detroit, and I've seen cities like, Gaylord and what's the name of the city that is on top
I can't
all the way? No, the
in the middle. Yeah.
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 I've seen small towns like Mayo, and different, yeah, small areas around. Also the city that is famous with the fudge. I can't remember what's its name. Yeah. And definitely going there again. Yeah. And I think it's here, Alpena, it's a small town, but I feel like that we have a lot of things and we definitely don't need 3 McDonald's. I don't know, guys, if you know that. But it's a fun thing that we only have one. No, we have two actually in my town, but one is a little out for 400,000 people. So I don't know how Alpena has. It's American. Okay. Yeah. For everyone. So yeah, we're planning on seeing other things and going skiing and stuff like that. So it'll be fun.
Question?
Yeah.
I would be interested to hear about your personal families, if you have siblings, what your parents do, etc.
All right. My family back home. I have a brother, an older brother. He's 22 now, and as I said, he was an exchange program before. I live with my mother and father. My brother is currently studying in Romania. He's at a college, and I think it's his last year now. Yeah, I don't really know what to add. I would like to have pets in my family. That's one thing, but my parents don't allow it. They yeah. My mom is a professor, a teacher, Romanian language teacher. Well, she was for a long time, but now she's a like headmaster of a school. My father worked a lot in banks, like in a bank. He was a manager for a few years now, and now he's studying more things to kind of change his career path. He's already tired of all the bank stuff for over 20 years. Yeah, and yeah, that's all.
So I have one older brother. Is 19 and he turned 20 this summer. He studied math and chemistry, physics, and everything. In the second year of college. That's not exactly college, but you don't have the same thing here, so it's really hard to explain. But I want to say it's a really hard level. Like he study all the time. He don't left his apartment. So only time he coming sometimes Saturday, like at noon for just eating and return studying. So that's the last year like that. He need to pass his final to have like a big college. So I hope he's gonna have what he wants because that's all time a big deal. My mom is a social worker since 23 years now, so she really enjoys this job, and I really like learn more about it. And my dad have two jobs. I never know how to explain his first job, even in French. So I'm gonna try my best, but it's really hard. I want to say he do like some services in informatical stuff. It's like an IT guy. Yeah, I want to say that, but even in French, I don't know. So yeah, and the other thing is he doing some politics just for my city. So that's like a little level, but it takes him like a lot of time. Like I don't call him a lot because he is all time working, but it's also very interesting because that's something I really want to do too. So we can talk about it. Yeah.
Okay, so I live with my parents, grandparents, and I have a little brother who is 14 years old. So right now, my brother is applying for the same program to come here. So he's really excited. About my parents, my mom is a doctor and her whole family is doctors and nurses. So they're in that field. And my father's family, my grandparents are teachers. Both of them are math teachers, but I'm not good at it. I don't know why. And my father was a part of a really famous political party in Armenia. And like politics in Armenia, it is hard but really interesting because it's war right now in Armenia and there's a lot of problems. So since childhood, my dad was okay to discuss it with me. So I kind of want to continue his way and go into politics more.
Um, we have a family of five. I have a mom, a dad, a younger brother, and a dog. A dog is a part of the family, so we count it. Um, yeah, my brother is 3 years younger than me. He's 14 now, so he's also preparing to apply next year for the program, so he can see what I was experiencing here. I don't know which state it's gonna be. Hopefully, he can be here and see what I saw. I'm planning on coming here with my sister again, either this year or next year, because she wants to see New York and the 18th birthdays in our countries. I think all of our countries is like a big thing, like 21 here. And then when our 18th birthdays are done, we will come here and I'll show her everything here. So maybe some of you guys will meet her too. I call her my sister. She's actually my cousin, but she basically lives in my home and I live at her home all the time. So I always say that she's my sister. My mom is a teacher, as I said before, and my dad has I don't know how it's that called, like percentage of the company where the company is about the structures for buildings and stuff like that made from metal. Not really into that, so I don't know, but basically that's everything.
Nari, I'd like to have you tell this group a little bit about your veil.
Thank you. So this is part of Armenian national clothing. We have also a dress. There is many kinds. Every region has its own kind. And this is similar to my region. It's in south of Armenia. So yeah, it's just, we don't wear it usually that we walk like this in the streets. No, it's heavy. Dresses are really heavy. So we wear them like to take pictures or sometimes on weddings. So, yeah.
Is there anything that you have found funny or shocking, like culture-wise over here? Like, oh my gosh, why do they do it that way? Or, boy, that's clever that they do it that way.
Okay. Wearing shorts and t-shirts on 30 or 35 Fahrenheit is for me not normal. And wearing hoodies and shorts in the summertime is not normal either. So that was the most shocking thing I saw. Was I would be in like a t-shirt and a shorts in the summer. It was, I think, like 85-ish degrees. I would go to the beach and I would see a guy wearing a hoodie. And I'm watching and I don't believe it. And then yesterday, we're walking and we see 30 people in shorts outside in this weather. Like, I think it's freezing. I am completely freezing with my jacket on. I don't know if it's a cultural difference that I'm used to the hot weather, or those people are just immune on the cold weather. I don't know, but it's just something that was so shocking for me. Yeah. I just didn't understand it. And also,
somewhat nice in February.
Yeah. And also flags all over. Like every house, everywhere, like on different how do I say that? I saw literally kilometers, or how do you say, miles of flags next to each other for different holidays and stuff like that. So that was also a big difference because we don't do that in our country, but Americans are proud of themselves, I guess. You guys love putting your flags. Yeah. Yeah, that was the biggest shock for me.
Okay. Yeah. I have a list. So, okay. So obviously the flag. I'm very happy about it. I'm very proud of my country just because my dad teach me that. I'm from Normandy, so I really like history. And I think it's very important. And also in Normandy, we love American because American people saved my country. So it's something we need to like remember. And I love the fact you have flag everywhere. We do like the pledgation in the morning. I think it's very important. We are not very proud of the flag. I don't understand why. I cannot explain you why, because I didn't find the answer. But that's the cool part here. Mayors and Walmarts. That's one of the big parts of the list. I want to say you can find everything and weird and crazy but interesting thing. Like I had this sentence when I came here, and I look at my mom and I was like, American are crazy and amazing in the same time. And I think it's actually true. You have so many different things in mayors like we don't have. I fall in love with like Reese's peanut butters. That's one of the things. Also, I need to say it, but I think plastic bag is really tough here. We like American people don't really pay attention of global warming. The only way they pay attention is when they realize we don't have snow in winter. And so when I came here and I saw all the plastic bag around mayors, and I was like, we don't need a plastic bag for that. I have my hands. I can use it. Like for other things, I really understand, like we need bag. Like we also do it, but we pay for it. It's not legal if we don't pay. And also we have like paper bag or stuff like that. Also, all of the straw you eat, like you take for drink, it's illegal in France since 2 years. So you cannot like buy some or just sell some, and you use it for everything here. So that's one of the big deal. I was also shocked by the car, big truck, chip. And I think that's the first sentence I said. Yeah, I went on the airport. I saw Wendy and the 2 kids, so Savannah and River, and I was very happy to have like a big paper with my name. That was amazing. I say hi, but I was really stressed about my English, and we went on the parking lot just go after eat something. That was a pizza, actually really good. But and I saw the car, and I think I returned to her and say, "Oh my God, that's so big." That was one of my things. You have like huge roads and it's also Michigan, so it makes sense. But I think that's pretty much it.
Refrigerator being so big.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. And I also called my friends and I saw like I filmed it and I watched my parents, like sent to my parents. I was like, it's so big and we have 2 of it. So yeah. Oh, and Christmas, obviously. I live in a Serbia family, so Christmas is kind of a big deal. And I had the train around the tree. We have 3 different trees in the house for Christmas, which is really huge. And that was awesome. I saw all the family going together, Christmas pajama. We don't do that. That was just like really American. It has a movie, so I really enjoy it. I took picture of everything, sent everything to my family. So I think that's pretty much it of my list. Yeah, no, I does.
I have things to add.
Yes, things to add. Go for
I
it.
have things to add. Portion sizes for everything also huge. Like I can pretty much say that if you buy one portion, two people can eat in my country because it's just like I always have half left or even more than half. Calories are a big thing here. They're like, I've never had like in front of you have a menu, you have a thing that you're buying, a price and calories like this big. And how can I enjoy in my milkshake if they say big boy milkshake 1,000 calories and I'm like, oh my god, this is half of what I should put in my body in one day. Right, everything is big, like bottles and glasses. Like we have really small glasses that we drink water of. And then I come here and then they give me this big bottle of water and they fill it with ice all the way. So your teeth hurt so much when you're drinking. Yeah.
All of the students in high school have water bottle.
Yeah. Next to them. Yeah.
So people get ready. I've seen them.
Yes. Lockers are also a big thing here. We don't have that. We just have our backpacks. We come with backpacks in school and stuff like that. So we don't leave our stuff there throughout the school day or later. And that was, I think, a really nice thing. But I think they should be a little wider than they are right now because my stuff gets stuck every day. I always like find it difficult to get it out. It somehow gets in. And then when I want to get it out, it's somehow like not going.
Tips and something that can be more expensive when you buy something.
Yeah.
Like if it's like the annual small price, it's like $6.
Yeah.
Tax, and if you're on restaurant, you have the tips.
Oh, tips. Yeah.
We don't really do that. Like we give kind of money, like we have like $2. We have all time like a teaser place this, and we like give it to the servers, but we don't have like the tips. And so I remember the first time I went to the restaurant with my house brother and I didn't want to order because I was, oh my goodness, it's so bad. I don't know. And that was one of my friends, sir, actually. And at the end, I was mentioned by the sister, oh, you don't need to. And I tried to understand it. And I was very confused about like the postcode that you're supposed to count how many like dollars you're supposed to. It's just, why do you don't just put the price in for the
Yeah. It's just, yeah, actually. Yeah, actually a fun thing when I got $20 and I went to the Walmart and I bought stuff for like $19.70 when I calculated it. And I was like, oh, nice. That's exactly what I have. And then you go to the cashier and then they're like, oh, it's 20.5. And I'm like, oh, wow. She's like, oh, tax is 15%. Why don't you just have it in the price? But yeah, that was also one of the big differences that we don't have as much tax as you guys have. You guys have tax on everything pretty much. And yeah, oh my God, the biggest shock is the healthcare. I was, yes.
Okay, so I went for the first time to a hospital. It was emergency, and nobody like came to me to help. Nobody. Like they're like, you have to fill the documents, and people are dying, and they're like, fill the documents. No, I'm dying. Like I can't. But it's just
here's the bill.
They have to work on that, so they have to treat their patients better. And it took like 5 hours to get me to the doctor. And I mean, I was fine by the time they are like, okay.
It was good. You weren't bleeding.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it's a big deal. Like in my so in France, we have like the social security. So the country pay for us. We also pay a little bit, but the majority pay for us. And we had this big debate with my mom because I really love learn new things. And I also try to learn more about the law here. I have AP Gov, and I think it's so interesting. So I was like, is it better to have like to can pay for it, or is it better to have the country to pay for it? And I don't have the answer because I feel sometimes it's cool to can have free because it's really important. Like if I'm going to hospital, but also I have the same memories. Like I opened my cheek when I was like 9 years old. That was not a big deal, but I went in emergency and I wait maybe 4 hours because they take care of it. And I was 9 years old. And so that's the same thing. Even if they pay for us, we still have like trouble with it, and even more with COVID because we all had the same problem about hospital and we don't have any place for it. So that's a difference, but I think we have some good stuff about it and some bad. That's just different. Yeah.
Yeah. So as I said about the health insurance and healthcare and everything in my country, everything is free. Like you go to the doctor and you just don't pay anything. You go to the emergency room, you don't pay anything. You call an ambulance, you don't pay anything. But here, like I heard stories that people would be bleeding all the way and they're getting into their car so they don't pay the ambulance. And I'm like, I'm completely shocked. It's like I've heard if you don't have insurance and you're having something like a surgery, you better like don't, because it's just crazy. Like one girl was talking about what she got of medication while she was in the hospital, and she got 2 ibuprofens, and they're like, that's going to be $600. She's like, 2 ibuprofen, $600. Yeah. So they like make crazy bills that insurance companies cover. I mean, they make money, obviously, because we don't go to doctors that often, but still, it's just the biggest difference that I would say of the health. So
I think you've hit on something we could all identify with.
Yeah.
Anything else? I'm going to
Go for it.
Yeah. Experience. Yeah. The first things I noticed from the airport going home was, of course, the flags. That's a big thing. Yeah. It's quite a patriotism, and I enjoy it. It's pretty nice knowing that people love their country so much. You'd see in my country, you'd see flags only on like government buildings or schools. Also, the thing that everything is centralized. Basically, if you want to go buy groceries, you gotta go in the center of the city, and you have only a few options of the big stores, so you can find everything in there. I'm used to being able to walk around the city and seeing small shops for everything. For example, a small shop for bread, another shop for dairy, and you just walk around and pick what you want. It's pretty unusual for me that you pretty much have to have a car to move around here. It's not a very big town, but it's spread out. It's very spread out. So I guess that may be one of the reasons that you get a driver license at 16. And I'm okay with that. Like, it's convenient for teenagers to have a car to move around, but things could be different, as I feel, and I would prefer to have more, to be able to walk and just not have to spend so much time on basic things. And I understand a lot of people, when they do groceries, they buy them for a week, maybe for 2, and so they don't have to do it so often, which is also pretty convenient. So yeah, that's pretty much it.
I'm going to give, okay. Go ahead.
So, and also the big difference for me is weather, because in my country it was absolutely hotter, warmer, and it's a little bit freezing for me here, but it's fine. And also, when I look around, I'm not used to not to see mountains, because in Armenia, mountains, like, they're all over. And here I just look and there is nothing.
I'm going to give you guys a little break for a moment and ask Wendy if she would come up and tell us what it's like and why she decided to be a host parent. Well, no, you can't, because we're Zooming, we have to Zoom you all over the world.
Okay. So I'm a Rotarian here at Rotary Club of Alpena. And as you guys know, Annelle is my exchange daughter. And so my husband and I decided to do this. We have two kids. One, River is a senior, the same age as Annelle. And we have a daughter, Savannah. We originally decided to do this when Savannah's second year away at college. When she was a senior, we decided to do this more because Savannah was bugging us to do this, and we agreed. So our club here in Alpena actually is hosting two exchange students. We have Annelle, and then Stacy and Byron Parr have a student here that's from Sweden that couldn't come this afternoon. So our club actually does that. Rotary International has a huge exchange program. They look for kids that are more, as many as all the kids here today are, that are leadership kids, that are leaders in their community, but outgoing, but also involved in their clubs because of Rotary being international. The reason why we want to go to Chicago is because Rotary was started in Chicago. That's the home base for our club. Annelle is actually, she was the president of, I always say Rotaract, right? Interact. I always say the opposite wrong. It's like the high school.
It's like, I want to say 25 kids, and I was a prisoner of it, so I need to manage like all the kids and find like way to help. So.
And then her dad is a Rotarian. Her grandfather on mother's side was Rotarian, and grandmother on father's side is a Rotarian. So very Rotary family. So again, being a proud Rotarian, we thought we're going to do this. You always hear kind of the crazy stories of exchange student, host families and things. So Randy and I were definitely nervous, but loved that through Rotary, the kids, like I said, are definitely leadership kids. They have to have a club in their home area to sponsor them. So their club had to sponsor Annelle to say that she can be an exchange student. And then here she came. Definitely fish out of water for our family. Nervous. And it has been an amazing experience. Truly, truly has been an amazing experience. Was nervous about our daughter being away at college, that maybe she wouldn't bond with Annelle and be part of it. And the two of them are very close and has been.
We are all time together.
Yeah.
My sister, because I just feel like she dreamed to have. I just feel she dream about have a sister out of her life, and I dream about have a sister out of my life, and we find each other. So it's really like, oh yeah, let's go do stuff together. Let's do like sister stuff. Like I have a brother with like sister, and she matching with me for like.
So they bonded, River and her bonded. They're definitely brother and sister. And right away, his group of friends brought Annelle in. She met his group of friends, but she has made friends on her own with her similarities. At school, she got involved right away. So again, as parents, where we had a senior, Annelle just was into different things than my kids. My kids are STEM kids. They're robotics team. Savannah's away at school for engineering. River's robotics team now, tennis, golf. Everything that Annelle wasn't in. So it was fun that like she is a swimmer. She's on the swim team. She immediately ran for homecoming queen and won at Alpena High School. She was the homecoming queen this year. So she jumped in full force with every activity, like I said, with friendships and things like that. As far as our families, Annelle mentioned her family and our family are very similar. Mom, social worker, similar to CPS here. Dad's IT guy, and his second position of politics. I would say he's equivalent to a county commissioner here, but her town of Cherbourg is like 70,000 people. So a lot busier. So truly two careers, and brother the same age as Savannah, studying mathematics, another STEM kid. So a lot of similarities, ironically, with our families. The holidays this year were a blast because things that we kind of think are wonky, like going to Frankenmuth for Thanksgiving every year. We go Thursday through Sunday. It's like our Christmas kickoff. We lived it through her eyes. So for her to see what we do as a family, everything brand new, and her being super excited, where my kids might roll their eyes at matching pajamas, she was super excited and brought that out of our family too, of like,
it was awesome.
matching pajamas and Wells
Take a
family
picture of
Christmas stuff.
everything.
Yeah.
Because I want also my family have it. And we call my family a lot. Even if so my dad talks a little bit English. My brother have a good English, but my mom doesn't like she can try.
Her English is better than my French. So I give her a lot of credit that it's been great.
So we sent a big package with American stuff. She sent a big package with American stuff to my family. So we open it on like video because we can call each other. So we put on the big TV and watching each other. And my family did the same thing. So like with like French stuff, I want to say like chocolates and also
my umbrella.
My city is famous for the rain, like really famous for it. We made umbrella and like really fancy umbrella. And my president have an umbrella can stop like gunshots. And it's from my city. So that's one of the things we do. And it's like an international thing now. And I think that was very important when they have one. So it's not like the one the president have because we cannot have the same because that's like
he has an armored umbrella. So they have an umbrella factory.
So we cannot like buy it if you're not like a famous person. But it's like a fancy umbrella.
So we had fun with our families exchanging gifts and sending you guys, Christmas is big here. Christmas is not as big in France. Our families were both Catholic. So that was pretty cool to see, that we're two Catholic families and how we each celebrate, but yet Christmas is a little bit smaller. I keep saying everything we do in the United States is big, right? Like portions are big, we're bigger, everything's big. So Christmas is big. Christmas is everywhere. So celebrating the two was fun. To open up, we sent a lot of Christmas ornaments, obviously from Bronner's. We made Christmas cookies.
They fall in love with it. They want all the recipes. They're like, I had a picture of my dad with an American blanket on the couch eating Christmas cookie and watching Die Hard. I think that's a goal.
Yeah. So they Christmas cookies, and we bought the one gift that we sent was they watched a lot of movies. They watched a lot of American movies. We sent a big blanket that was an American flag because we talk about patriotism. Everything's patriotic here. And Nell said the same thing about the flags right away, like everyone else said. So it's been fun, just our two families. It's been different to have someone else in your home that isn't part of your family, but she is. So she sees she sees, from in the morning to arguments to everything. And she's one of our kids.
I also want to say, like, I think we really find like each other like a good, like, so I obviously like made a big page about who I am, and Wendy read it before for know who I am and if I'm gonna fit on the family. And I really feel a part of the family. Like I'm going home every single day and I talk about all of my gossip and drama with home. And River drive me like in the morning and we talk about like car stuff because he's so into like different car. So like that's a cool part because I feel now I have like another family in other country. Like I told Wendy she needed to visit France and she's more than welcome for doing it. And we had a conversation one day and I was like, now you need to go on my wedding if I marry someone one day. So I think that's the good experience of it. When you're an exchange student, you also like discover a new way to live with another family because obviously it's different, but you fall in love with the other family. So that's a cool part.
It's something brought in families that I would never thought we would do this. And my husband would say the same thing, that we will always be connected. And from my sister family, like she's had all of our family and friends. It's a really amazing experience that makes such a big world a lot smaller and more intimate. So
that's a very nice thing. A big world, a lot smaller. I'm going to ask you guys if you would wrap it up by telling us the very, very, very best experience you've had so far as being in Alpena, Michigan, and the very, very worst experience you've had so far. And thank you.
Because I have so many
as I said before, everything is just so different from what I'm used to experiencing. Like even from how the town looks and how the people are and how the school is. My best experience was coming here in the first day and just seeing the town, walking around the city, not even knowing where am I. I was just basically lost, but I didn't care because it was so good. It was a sunny day. I was by the lake, and there's a lot of good moments I had. Even Christmas, and even with the school, me being on the basketball team, that's also something that I really enjoyed. Going out with friends, at football games, being together, just the whole experience. I'm just a person that I'm used to seeing always the good side of things. I'm not ignoring the bad sides, but I'm just enjoying my moment while I'm here. I'm not thinking too much ahead, so I'm trying to really have these moments in my head forever, so I will be able to remember it and just smile whenever I remember about it. And the worst experience, I haven't really had anything that would just make me sad for a long while. It's just, I would say, homesickness is a significant part. I think about my family back home quite often, but I try not to live two lives at the same time. I keep in touch with them. I call them. I text them, but I know they wanted me to do this, and I wanted to do this, so I'm just not too sad about it. It's an experience, and I know I'll be back, so it's all like temporary. It all goes away. I'm just experiencing right now what I'm seeing, the world right here, and it's wonderful for me.
I have so many good experience. I cannot pick just one because I feel like everything's a good experience. Because when your dream come true, because it's actually a dream, like you have like a dream, and after it's a project, and after it's a reality. And you're here and you enjoy your time. You do so many things. Like meet other exchange students awesome too, because as Wendy say, they pick us for like, because we can have like a leadership, and we also like have a good grade. So we have like a mentality like similar. We want to learn more about the world. And when you're talking with someone like have a similar mentality, want to learn more, it's so interesting. So it's really cool to can learn about like another culture, another way to live the life. I have so many good memory. Football game, awesome in Alpena, even if we have a bad team. I need to say it, like we have a very bad team, but I really enjoy it. University of Michigan, going to the game with my sister, brother, and the friends, and my mom and dad too. But I was on a student section with my sister and a river and friends, and that was really, really cool because the stadium is huge, and it's UFM. That's everything you can watch on a movie, and like around the world, everyone know UFM. It's a good team. So that's a good part. Frankie Moose was awesome with all the family. They have like little cousins, so we play like on the swimming pool and everything. So that was really cool. I want to say like we try to enjoy everything. I really agree with that. Like we want to enjoy like the most like everything because we are here just for 1 year, sadly. The hard part, I should do the same things I you, but I live two lives in the same time. And that's the hard thing. I had a big life back home with a lot of things, and I have a lot of projects for next year. So I still need to manage everything. And I was really homesick when I came. Like that was a big part. Wendy can talk about it, but when the first 2 days, I want to say, that was really, really bad. I cried, I think, all the day. I did like panic attacks. Nothing like helped me. I didn't want to eat at all. When I eat, I throw up and stuff like that. Like nothing can like change. But after I called my parents one time, and it's also hard when you come in another city and you know like nobody and they don't know you. Like you try to find who you are because you live with people since you're born, know who you are, and you don't need like proof who you are. But when you're coming here, like if you're a good student, if you want to say you open mind, you kind of like need to prove it. You need to show to everyone like you're a good student, you're gonna enjoy everything, you open mind, like easygoing, stuff like that. But I call my parents and I eat something I really like. That's the funny part. I eat pasta with lemon and salt. That's it. Sometimes a little bit of cheese, but that's pretty it. And we're watching Emily in Paris together with my host mom. And that was a really cool moment. Like I really enjoy it. And after I went on the boat with River and his friends, and then I start the years. And I'm here now. I'm very like chill about it. I'm not sick anymore. It's sometimes obviously hard because if you have a hard day, just because I don't know, you had a bad grade, you thought you was mean with your best friend, but you don't know why. Like just a hard thing. Sometimes you can say, "Oh, it would be so more simple if I would be in my country, if I was in my country." Because that's the simple way to be like to do the life and to do everything. But we all pick a different way. And that's also the cool thing. We tried something hard and we tried something different. So I want to say it's cool, but it's just hard.
For me, the best experience here was American public holidays, especially Halloween and Thanksgiving was something new for me. We don't celebrate it in our country. So I was really excited before even coming to here. I knew that I'm going to celebrate Halloween and, I'm 18 years old, but I went out and went to trick and treat. Yeah, I did that. They're like, yeah, I don't know how to say that, but like ask for candies and it was fun. And also for Thanksgiving and other public holidays, we are gathering together with my host family's friends and they have their own kids, like my host parents' grandkids, and it's so much fun. I really feel that warm energy. Also, Christmas was good. It was fun. It was so much different. We do celebrate Christmas in Armenia because like it's the first Christian country, but we celebrate in different date. So it was different, but so much fun. And I like the part that I'm getting more presents. Yeah. And I don't know what's the worst experience, maybe just homesickness. Everything is just takes time to kind of get used to it, everything. But homesickness, you just can't, you just have to deal with it, deal that you can't see your family and it's just temporary.
I have so many good experiences, so I don't know exactly, but I enjoyed the first football game, the first bonfire, the homecoming, the spirit week. That was magical, like seeing school decorated and just like amazing because I never experienced anything like that before. Also, Christmas was amazing, seeing every house decorated, almost every house, but like everything is, and everyone was just, in that Christmas mood and everyone was just like nice and hyped and stuff like that. But I think that we have so many more nice experience than what we have of the not so good ones. But everything good comes with a little bit of, homesickness and stuff like that. But it's just, part of your life. When you're gonna feel it when you go out, when you're not with your family anymore, when you go to college and stuff like that. It's the same. So it's I think that this is good because we will become a lot more independent after this because because we were just away from our families for such a long time. And then I just feel like that we will learn a lot from this too. So it's an exchange a lot because this is, first of all, an exchange and we all kind of have to both in host families and and other people. We just exchange stuff and just kind of, for this, you need to be flexible and just kind of be part of one another's life, I guess. And this is a experience that we'll never forget. And we're happy to be here.
And we can't thank you enough for exchanging with us. This has been a wonderful hour. You have made our lives richer. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome.